Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Langgeng Wicaksono. My student number is 21520017. I come from Language English Study Education major at Slamet Riyadi University. And in this occasion, I will explain about my article entitled Implementation of Pancasila as Historical Value in the Era of Globalization through the use of social media. Pancasila as the basis of the Republic Indonesia before being ratified on August 18, 1945 by the Indonesia Independence Preparatory Committee. Its value has existed in Indonesia people since ancient times in the form of customary, cultural, and religious value. This value already exists and are indirectly attached to the Indonesian people as the way of life of the Indonesian nation. The essential value contained in Pancasila are divinity, humanity, unity, democracy, and justice. The foundation for forming a state based on Pancasila were pioneered by the fighter for national independence. Among other things, the pioneering activities carried out by the fighter for the Indonesian independence movement until the Yield Pledge was issued on October 28, 1928 until the end of nation struggle against the colonials were marked by proclamation of the independence Indonesia stated on August 17, 1945. Pancasila is also used as a study of history of the Indonesian nation. There are several eras in this study, including the era before Indonesia independence, the era of independence, the old order era, the new order era, and the Reformation era. Social media has a very powerful influence, evidenced by the influx of foreign cultures that affect food, taste in music, and clothing. Do not forget that the influence of foreign ideology that has entered Indonesia through social media also has a bad influence on our young generation. For this reason, effort needs to be made so that our nation culture and ideology are not eroded by foreign cultural influences. In this case, we can implement the value contained in the Pancasila precept. In the Pancasila precept, how to implement this value on social media, namely by using social media as a tool to spread the teachings of the religion that we adhere in accordance with their environment and also, of course, without concern. Implementation, the second precept of Pancasila, we can use social media as a place to express justice. For example, there is a case of someone who has not received fair treatment before the law. We as citizens can help proclaim the truth through social media so that problem can be resolved fairly. By implementing the third precept of Pancasila, we can disseminate information that can strengthen unity and awareness, such as uploading photos or religious tolerance or giving warning to people who are racist on social media. Apart from that, to evoke a sense of unity and integrity among the people, we can upload videos about the history of nation struggle or reviewing something of historical value. Implementing the fourth precept, the government can provide information about governance on social media. The dissemination of information on social media about transparent government is expected to increase public trust in government. The implementation of the fifth precept can be illustrated by an example, one of which is appreciating the work of others, which is beneficial for the progress and welfare of all. Social justice can also apply in a way that does not discriminate in treating others. To become a great nation, Indonesia people must instill attitude nationalism for an early age to add the sense of Indonesian nationalism, namely by being trained in appropriate good attitude. With the value of Pancasila and always applied from the smallest thing. Do notice the violate Pancasila value and also instill a sense of love for the motherland from an early age. For example, by memorizing the 5 principles of Pancasila and the Indonesia Raya anthem, and providing counseling to all Indonesians about the importance of nationalism for the future and the Indonesian nation. We as a citizen of Indonesia must always apply this value in our daily life because it includes a contribution to maintaining the negative impact of globalization. In addition, we must believe in Pancasila as a moral value so that influence of globalization remains answered with Pancasila value. And I think that's all that I can say about my article. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.